As a coach, you know that you should niche down, but no one really tells you how in a very specific way. So let's break that down in a very short tutorial where we talk about the importance of how to choose your niche, but even more importantly, how to choose your avatar. Because if you don't, you're going to end up working way too hard with people that can't pay you, and you're going to stress out over too much work for too little money, and it's going to break it for you. If we haven't met before, I'm Lucas and I'm the founder of The Millionaire Coaches, and we help our clients to grow their coaching businesses from 5K to 30K, from 30K to 84K. When we started, we helped coaches to start their business from the very beginning, which means that we took them from I know nothing about marketing, I know nothing about sales, and I don't know how to deliver my coaching, and we help them build their program. Obviously, we still do that, but since we started out, we've kind of, as we move forward, we grow. And as we grow, we change our niche, and maybe not niche so much, but what we do change is our avatar. So we change our avatar into a new persona. So if you take help from someone like a marketing agency to come in and help you to refine your avatar, you're going to end up paying 6 figures for something that you and I are going to be able to craft in, let's say, 10 minutes. So let's break that down. And one of the first most important things that people teach when they talk about niching and coaching is that they teach it in like find your folder. So a niche, find your niche within like an area. So find an area in where you're going to help people. While that is the start, it never really gets further than that because it's so much more to learn. But let's start it from the beginning. If we're looking at this, then we need 3 different things in order to figure out where could I niche within. And the first one is congruency. We need congruency. We need something where we have our own results built. And it comes from the theory of apply to sell first. So we want to look within an area where we have results in that area and where we see that we have the capacity to help other people. So it's literally about experience. Once we have congruency down, we know that this is an area where I could help people, and it's also somewhere where I'm very comfortable. I know that I'll be able to help these people do a very good job. Then we come to the next part, and the next part is the prospect's purchasing power. We need to be able to find ourselves within an area where people can actually pay for it. Without it, we're just going to be screwed. It's never going to be able to build a business based on people that can't pay. So it's very, very simple, straightforward. So we have congruency on one side, we have purchasing power on the other. Then the last component that we need is something called passion. Because if we don't have passion, we're not going to love what we do. And if we don't love what we do, we're not going to have fun. And if we don't have fun, we're not going to do it. So we're going to end up not running our business at all. So we need all 3 of them. And that's easy enough to choose kind of our niche. And if we choose our niche, we could go for like I help firemen, or I help lawyers, or I help nurses, or I help coaches like we do. But that is a horizontal kind of angle to look at it, which means that we look at what kind of folder or what kind of a niche can I make an impact in, which isn't enough. And the reason why it isn't enough is because we have 2 different factors that needs to apply to the work that we're doing. And one of them is the who, like who we help, and the other one is what we help them achieve. And if we're looking at the who, the main theme of this is that if you try to help everyone, you're going to help no one. And if you try to solve everything, you're going to end up solving nothing. So we need to make sure that we do an effort to make the who narrow and sharp, as well as making the what narrow and sharp. I'm going to help you do this. I'm going to give you resources that's going to help you do this very, very efficiently as well. But before we go there, I want to talk a little bit about the who and the what, because if you have a very big who, let's say I help people, and then you have a very big what, like what do you help them with, and say I help people with stress, then what we can fail to realize is that within that spectrum, everyone applies because everyone is people and everyone feels stressed from time to time. So we want to avoid the trap of helping everyone with something that everyone goes through. We want to find something that is very specific. Let's take an example super quickly. If we have Anna over here, 20 years old, studying to become a nurse, then stress in her life is going to look very different from Rebecca over here that is 65 years old and works as a CEO for a business that does a 50 million euro turnover per year. And if we then look into both of these people's world, then none of them is going to be attracted by the subject that I help people with stress. So we need to make sure that we regulate our messaging in a way so that it actually fits the audience. Now, how do we do that? We need to break it down in a different way. And I like to take this avatar ladder that explains 4 different levels of where avatar can exist within a niche. So we literally get 4 different avatars from each and every one of the niches. And if we break it into the middle, we're going to realize that from the middle line down, we're going to see people who are motivated away from pain. So they're trying to avoid pain, and above this line, they are going to move towards pleasure. So either they are going for the pleasure of achieving or reaching a goal, or the pain of like, I need to solve this situation now. And if we're looking into the 4 different levels at the very bottom, this is kind of the red zone. And then we have people that are slipping, and they would be then in more of an orange zone. Then we have a yellow zone that are stable. And then we have a green zone at the top who are industry leading. Each and every one of these levels are responding to different languages. If you actually target and speak to the people at the bottom, you're not going to get the people who are slipping, and you're not going to get the people who are stable, and you're not going to get the people who are industry leading either, because they are past that. And it makes sense. So looking into your marketing, you need to see it through a filter of like, what kind of language do I use and how do I use it, so that people either attracted by what I'm saying, or are they repelled by the words that I'm using. And there are a few different emotions that we need to tend to in order to be able to speak to them correctly. So if we're looking at the very bottom, the thing that the people at the bottom need is certainty. And certainty of the step-by-step, how to do this. Maybe it's about getting a quick result because I'm about to burn out. All of these 4 are different avatars in each and every one of the niches. And it's important that we pick the one that serves our business the best. In order for you to be helped by doing this, I actually created a gift for you that allows you to be clear first before you are loud. Because one of the most important things when we do marketing is that we build clarity first before we become loud. If we become loud with an unclear message, then we're literally wasting our voice. And we want to make sure that we are hitting the target that we are actually looking to hit. So what we've created, and what I would like to invite you to use right now, is a custom created GPT that you can find below this video on a link. If you press it, it's going to take you to ChatGPT, and then you're going to be able to push a button to help you create your avatar, and it's going to break out, and it does it in a phenomenal way. And here's my promise to you: if you use it and if you doesn't like the outcome, go to our Instagram, Millionaire Coaches Official, and then you write, hey, I tested your avatar GPT and I hate it. If you say that to me, I will personally address you by name and say that I'm sorry for wasting your time. And that's how sure I am that it will work, and that will work really, really well. So go down, grab it, do it right now. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes. Just answer the questions that you're going to get, and you're going to get brilliant response back. And if you've loved this video, make sure that you like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next tutorial published every Monday.